Hello students. So previous class of this chapter we studied about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So today we will discuss about sexual reproduction in human beings. Okay. So today in this class we are going to cover up the sub concepts. There is 8.3.3 reproduction in human beings. You can look more information for this in your textbook. So the first subtopic will be first we will discuss about the importance of sexual reproduction in human beings, and also what are the characteristics that will take place when we human beings grow up. Okay, what are the changes that will take place after reaching puberty. So later on we will discuss about the male reproductive system, and next we shall move forward to the female reproductive system. So what are the organs involved, and what are the organs, glands, and the hormones involved in this reproductive system of male and female. And next we shall move on to what happens when the egg is not fertilized. So now what is in the fertilization and how are these eggs produced? You will understand this after if you understand this concept. So first you must have to go through understand these two concepts, male reproductive and female reproductive system. Then only you will be able to understand about the fertilization process. And finally after fertilization you can understand about the reproduction process in the human being. So after that, in reproductive health, here we will discuss about two subtopics. One is about regarding the diseases regarding reproduction. So the diseases which occur by performing the reproduction process or which may happen because of the reproductive process. So first we will discuss about the diseases that comes after the reproduction, and later on we will also discuss about how we can keep ourselves healthy, how we can keep our reproductive health, how can take care of our reproductive health. So note down each and every point stepwise and listen it carefully. Don't skip any single point or else you will not be able to understand. So it's the important concept, and more of the applicable questions will arise from these subtopics. Okay. So listen, concentrate on each and every point.
Introduction. As we have already discussed, that reproduction is the ability of all organisms to produce young ones similar to themselves in most of characters. Yes, and the process which involves fusion of male and female gametes to form a new individual is known as sexual reproduction.
Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define sexual reproduction, understand the sexual reproduction in human beings, understand puberty, identify changes at maturity, identify male reproductive organs, identify female reproductive organs, understand process of reproduction in human beings, and understand menstruation.
Human reproductive system. Human reproduction is highly evolved. The structures associated with reproduction are different in male and female, thereby forming a specialized male and female reproductive system. In human beings, the reproductive system becomes functional at a definite age called puberty. The male gonad produces sperm and female gonad produces ovum at the age of puberty. The testis and ovary, besides producing viable gametes, also secretes hormones. These are testosterone and estrogen. The hormones play a very important role in the process of reproduction. They regulate the process of gametogenesis, maintain the structure and function of accessory sex organs, and develop secondary sex characters like facial, axial, and pubic hair, pitch of the voice, and development of mammary glands. Male reproductive system. Male reproductive system consists of testis, duct system, accessory glands, copulatory organ. Testis. These are two small ovoid structures situated one on each side in the scrotal bag. Scrotum has temperature 1 to 3 degrees Celsius lower than the normal body temperature, which provides suitable temperature for the formation of sperms. The cavity of the scrotal sac is connected to the abdominal cavity through inguinal canal. Each testis is made of many seminiferous tubules which form sperms. Testosterone is the main testicular hormone. It is concerned with maintenance and growth of secondary sex organs and development of secondary sex characters. Duct system. Both ends of the seminiferous tubules join to form a series of straight tubules which converges and finally forms epididymal duct which opens into vas deferens. Vas deferens enters the pelvic part of the abdomen through inguinal canal, passes over the urinary bladder where it joins by a duct of seminal vesicle to form ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct passes through the prostate gland where this gland pours its secretion into the semen. Ejaculatory duct joins with the urethra and forms urinogenital canal. It carries urine, sperm and secretions of seminal vesicles, prostate and Cowper's glands. Secretions of accessory sex glands and the sperms are collectively termed as semen. Functions of semen. Semen consists of sperms and secretions from various glands. These secretions help the sperms in providing nourishment, chemical protection, and support their swimming motions. It neutralizes the acidity of the urine and thus gives protection to the sperms. It lubricates the female reproductive tract. It provides a liquid medium for transference of sperms to the female vagina. Accessory glands. Accessory glands include prostate gland, a pair of seminal vesicles, and a pair of Cowper's gland. Prostate gland. It is a large, lobulated gland which surrounds the urethra. Functions. Its secretions activate the sperms to swim. It acts as a source of nutrition for sperms. It neutralizes acidity of urine, which may kill the sperms. Seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles are two small convoluted pouches situated behind the bladder and above the prostate gland. Functions. It provides energy to sperms. It acts as a medium for transportation of sperms. Cowper's gland. These glands are present at the base of the penis. Functions. It mainly produces mucus to provide lubrication to the vagina. It neutralizes acidity of vagina. Copulatory organ. Penis is the copulatory organ which serves as a passage for urine as well as semen. Female reproductive system. Female reproductive system consists of ovaries, duct system, mammary glands. Ovaries. Human ovaries are a pair of structures, one on either side of the vertebral column in the pelvic region. Each ovary is attached to the posterior surface of broad ligament by mesovarian ligament. Histological structure of ovary. The covering of ovary is a germinal epithelium. During embryonic life, the cells of germinal epithelium proliferate thousands of primordial follicles. The stroma is composed of fibrous connective tissue. It contains thousands of tiny undeveloped ovarian follicles. After puberty, one ovarian follicle matures into the Graafian follicle in each menstrual cycle. The ovary is made up of cellular connective tissue, the stroma. Within the stroma are embedded the Graafian follicles. Each follicle is made up of an oocyte surrounded by one or more layers of follicle cells. The main functions of the ovary are to produce eggs or ova, secrete female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. female sex cells. An ovum is a small spherical cell just visible to the naked eye. It is larger than the spermatozoa. An ovum is a single cell with a nucleus surrounded by cytoplasm. The cytoplasm contains a small amount of yolk granules for nourishment. The cell is enclosed by a strong, thick membrane. It is immobile. Duct system. It consists of two fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix, and vagina. Fallopian tubes. The muscular fallopian tubes open into the uterus. The free end expands into finger-like projections called fimbriae. The free end lies close to the ovary. When ovum is released, it is picked up by the fimbriae and is conveyed to the uterus through the fallopian tube. The movement is due to the ciliary lining and muscular contraction of the tube. Fertilization takes place in the oviduct. Uterus. Uterus is a pear-shaped muscular organ within which the embryo develops. It lies between the urinary bladder and rectum. Its upper part is wide and lower part narrow. The narrow part is known as the cervix. The cervix protrudes into the vagina. The fallopian tubes are attached to the upper part of the uterus. The highly muscular wall is lined by a layer of cells forming the endometrium. The embryo develops in the uterus. Cervix. It is the lower narrow part of the uterus which leads into the vagina. Vagina. Vagina is a short, wide and muscular tube. The vagina and urethra have separate openings. Urethra has no connection with reproduction and is only for urination. Urethra and vagina opens into the vestibule enclosed by a fleshy fold of skin called labium minor and labium major. On the anterior wall of the vestibule is present the very sensitive knob called the clitoris. Sexual cycle in female. Menstruation. Menstruation is the cyclic phase of flow of blood with sheds of endometrium, etc. from the uterus of a woman at monthly intervals. It occurs on average of 28-day interval and lasts for 4 days. It starts at the age of 12 to 14 years and stops at 45 to 50 years of life. It also stops during pregnancy. Menstrual flow consists of blood, mucous endometrium, white blood corpuscles, and unfertilized ovum. The cyclic changes during menstruation are divided into 4 phases. Proliferative or follicular phase. This phase lasts for about 10 to 14 days. During this phase, follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, is secreted from the anterior pituitary lobe. It stimulates the growth of selected ovarian follicle into the Graafian follicle. FSH also stimulates follicular cells to secrete female sex hormone, estrogen. Estrogen, after acquiring certain amount of concentration, inhibits the release of FSH from anterior pituitary by feedback mechanism and stimulates the release of luteinizing hormone from the anterior pituitary. Effects of estrogen. Stimulates growth and normal functioning of reproductive tract and development of secondary sex characters which include growth of pubic hair, growth of breasts, initiation of ovulation and menstruation, etc. This is the characteristic of female puberty attained about the age of 13. Ovulation or ovulatory phase. Luteinizing hormone is responsible for the bursting of mature Graafian follicle, thus releasing egg into the fallopian tubes. This is known as ovulation. This occurs after 10 to 14 days. Secretory or luteal phase. In this phase, corpus luteum is formed from the ruptured Graafian follicle. Corpus luteum starts secreting another hormone, namely progesterone. The concentration of progesterone remains high during most of the secretory phase. This hormone is essential for maintaining pregnancy and proper implantation of fetus in the uterus. Secretory phase lasts for about 14 days. If pregnancy does not occur then, corpus luteum degenerates to non-functional corpus albicans. Menstrual phase. If the ovum is not fertilized, then degeneration of corpus luteum begins. Level of progesterone decreases and there is shedding of endometrium, blood, mucus and unfertilized ovum for about 3 to 5 days. During this phase, various hormones like FSH, LH, estrogen and progesterone are found in minimum quantity. Decreased levels of estrogen and progesterone lead to the release of FSH from the anterior pituitary, and thus new cycle begins. The commencement of menstruation at puberty is called menarche, and its stoppage around the age of 50 years is called menopause. The period between menarche and menopause is the reproductive phase in human females. Sexually transmitted diseases. There are 4 types of sexually transmitted diseases: syphilis, gonorrhea, trichomoniasis, AIDS. Syphilis. It is a bacterial disease caused by Treponema pallidum. It is characterized by lesions in the mucous membrane of urinogenital tract and oral cavity. It is controlled by antibiotics. Gonorrhea. This is a bacterial disease caused by the bacterium Neisseria gonorrhoeae. It is characterized by inflammation of mucous membrane of urinogenital tract and the patient feels burning sensation during urination. It can lead to female sterility and arthritis. It can be controlled by antibiotics. Trichomoniasis. It is a protozoan disease caused by Trichomonas vaginalis. It is characterized by vaginal irritation, itching and discharge. It is a curable disease. AIDS. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. AIDS was first identified in USA in 1981. The agent responsible for this is a virus called human immunodeficiency virus, HIV. In India, AIDS was first reported in 1986. Mode of transmission. AIDS is transmitted in the following ways: sexual contact, use of contaminated needles and syringes, blood transfusion, organ transplant, artificial insemination from mother to baby through parturition. Risk groups. AIDS are seen in homosexual and heterosexual partners, intravenous drug abusers, people who undergo blood transfusion, and others. Symptoms of the disease. AIDS is characterized by a reduction in the number of helper T cells that activate other lymphocytes. It also causes severe damage to brain and loss of memory. A severe form of AIDS, known as ARC, AIDS-related complex, also occurs. Symptoms of ARC are fever, swollen lymph nodes, night sweats, and loss of weight. Treatment: antiviral therapy against the causative agent. Immunostimulative therapy to increase the number of viral resisting cells in the body. But no specific treatment has been found so far, and there is 100% mortality from this disease. Control. People should be educated about AIDS. Only disposable needles and syringes should be used. Routine screening may be done in blood donors and organ donors of kidney, liver, lung, cornea, etc. Semen and growth hormone donors, and females in high-risk group who are contemplating pregnancy or are pregnant. Population control. Population is defined as the total number of individuals of a species in a particular area. There are various factors which have led to increase of human population. They are decline of death rate, illiteracy, desire of a son, socio-economic factors, unawareness of family planning methods. Various family planning methods are natural methods. Intercourse is safe for a week before and a week after menstruation. Coitus interruptus involves withdrawing of penis before ejaculation. Mechanical methods. It includes use of condoms, use of diaphragms, of cervical caps fitted in the vagina of female. Using of intrauterine devices like copper T and loops fitted in the uterus also helps to prevent fertilization. Chemical methods. It consists of using some chemical spermicidal. Another chemical method is the use of oral contraceptive (OC) pills, which inhibit the secretion of FSH and LH from the anterior lobe of pituitary gland and thus inhibiting ovulation from the ovary. Surgical methods. This provides a permanent birth control. Tubectomy is a method which involves the cutting of fallopian tubes in females, and vasectomy involves cutting of vas deferens. Removal of ovaries surgically is known as ovariectomy. Removal of testis is known as castration. Another surgical method is medical termination of pregnancy, MTP, or abortion. Tuber ligation is a method in which fallopian tubes are blocked by an instrument called laparoscope. Various organizations have come forward to help in population control. Few of them are World Health Organization, WHO, non-government organizations, NGO, National Population Policy, National Health Policy, and Family Planning Program, etc.
Okay, students. So I hope you have noted all the each and every point and you have understood it now better. So by this we have come to an end of this chapter, how do organisms reproduce. So in the next class we are going to start another new chapter. But before that you must have to complete all the explanation notes and also the classwork of this chapter. Okay, thank you.